For 6 years, my company functioned like a husband to me, not romantically, but energetically. It held the masculine container that allowed me to soften, to heal, to create, and to step more fully into my femininity. While it was a beautiful journey, it is not something that I consider a flex because it is rooted by a deep dysfunction that has happened to me and perhaps to many women. And I want to be clear. I'm sharing this not to glorify a system, but to illuminate a pattern many women live inside without language for it. So, what is this dysfunction that I'm talking about? And what I'm going to share is personal and at the same time deeply systemic. Firstly, there's a deep misunderstanding of masculinity and femininity in many households, in a way that women are made to feel like a silent object that is subject to the control of the men. Women are given a lot to tiptoe around how they should dress, look, speak, represent the men in their household. And men are shamed for showing emotions and vulnerability. They are pressured to provide without even considering their natural abilities that can be enhanced and supported, which makes way for a more sustainable source of security and provision. Secondly, I'm sharing this not for shock, but for truth. I was sexually violated at a young age, which gave me a broken foundation of trust in men and an even broken foundation of trust in women because of how they chose silence and tolerance. Eventually, I got married and experienced a similar pattern in a way that being a woman means being an object for sexual desire, control, and ownership. And thirdly, when I have finally decided to break the silence and seek healing, I was the one being blamed for the disruption of the so called peace and labeled as unhinged, unstable, and just merely seeking attention. Ultimately, this led to what is termed as rebellion because I cut ties with that environment and its people and learned to stomach that what I'm doing is just being ungrateful. Also, I built within myself a fortress of protection. I became hypersensitive to danger, isolated myself, resorted to hyper independence, and became very self critical. From the outside, it looked like strength, like I'm a badass. But on the inside, it was just survival. Through my healing journey, Here's where my company played a crucial role. Number one, the core values are embodied from the leadership team and overflowed to the rest of the team. The core values being self awareness, self growth, reliability, and camaraderie. It gave me the space to make mistakes, ask questions, learn, unlearn, and relearn. Or number two, the conversations that I was exposed to were open, collaborative, respectful, and affirming. Feedback came from two places I once believed couldn't coexist: ownership of thoughts and feelings from both parties in said conversation, and re anchoring in the goal together. Number three, I was shown that I am more than my gender orientation. I am seen, valued, and respected as someone who is smart, kind, trustworthy, deserving to be heard and seen. All these allowed me to become what I have expressed earlier: soft, healed, intuitively creative, and becoming more feminine. So, why did I resign? What made me realize that my journey with them is already complete? You see, after 6 years of evolving, seeing what's possible, and claiming back my sovereignty, I have been given the confidence, the trust, and the faith to ask for more. And with that, I am now able to internalize and verbalize what I'm looking for next. And here are three things that I look for in building a career, whether or not I will partner with a company. And perhaps this is something that you are considering too. First one, does it recognize and support me as a human being, most specifically a woman and a single mother? Second, does it lead with a secure masculine energy, like the security and certainty of the vision, mission, and core values? And the leaders themselves are well grounded. And third, am I given enough space and opportunity to expand who I am in my feminine placement? Like being supported when I lead through my intuition, or being allowed to flow in my beingness as a woman, and being trusted in the way that I express myself and I express with others. This chapter didn't end because something went wrong. It ended because it worked. I was held long enough to remember who I am. And now I move forward, not in rebellion, but in choice. I no longer look for something to complete me. I look for what can meet me. And that is where my next chapter begins. Thank you for being here with me. I love you.